Have you ever wondered what happens when two souls, scarred by pain and opposite choices, finally meet again after everything? Well, in the universe of Naruto, there is a moment that touched every fan when Kakashi Hatake reunites with Obito Uchiha in the other world. It wasn't just the reunion of old friends, but a reckoning between past, present, and redemption. Kakashi's journey was always marked by loss. Since childhood, he carried the weight of being a prodigy, but also of watching those he loved leave too soon. And among all his scars, the deepest was always Obito, the boy who believed in dreams, who spoke of teamwork, but who got lost in the shadows of pain and vengeance. When the Fourth Great Ninja War reached its peak, no one imagined fate had this scene in store: Kakashi, wounded and exhausted, finding Obito after death. But this Cine, there were no more enemies or masks, just two friends, two weary souls face to face. And this is where Naruto shows its narrative strength. Their fight wasn't just physical, it was spiritual. Kakashi had to confront the shadow of everything Obito had become, the man who helped cause wars, who almost destroyed the entire ninja world, but also, deep down, still the boy who once saved his life and believed in what was right. This reunion is loaded with symbolism. The white, empty, almost ethereal space where they meet seems to represent the limbo between life and death. Nothing else matters beyond the dialogue, the gaze, and the memories that return like arrows. And there, the two could finally say what they never had the chance to. Kakashi, even knowing everything Obito had done, still saw in him his childhood friend, and Obito, under the weight of his sins, found a bit of peace next to the companion who'd never stopped believing in his true self. It was as if, in that moment, time had stopped, and the past found reconciliation. And here's the curious part. Kakashi always carried the guilt of not protecting his comrade, especially Rin, but in that space, he could look Obito in the eyes and realize that despite all the chaos, there was still a thread of goodness that never broke. It was as if the old Team Minato was, for a moment, together again. Advertisement in the middle of the video. And speaking of reunion, have you ever thought about how the air we breathe can also transform our moments? That's why I recommend the Levoit Core 4 OOS Wi-Fi Purifier. It doesn't just clean the air, removing impurities and odors, but it can also be controlled from your phone. Just imagine, while you watch or relive emotional scenes like Kakashi and Obito's, you're breathing pure, fresh air. Comfort and emotion walking side by side back to the scene. The reunion wasn't just a farewell, it was also a passing of the torch. Obito recognizes in Naruto what he himself once wanted to be, but couldn't. And it's through this recognition that Kakashi understands. No matter how lost someone may be, there's always the chance to leave a positive legacy. The most moving part is realizing that, in that moment, Kakashi wasn't alone. Obito, in some way, walked by his side until the end, helping him protect the world he once wanted to destroy. And that's exactly what makes the scene so powerful. Redemption doesn't erase mistakes, but it gives a new meaning to the end of the story. This reunion reminds us that Naruto was never just about fights, jutsus, or power. It was always about bonds, about the strength of human connections. Kakashi's pain and Obito's regret turned into an eternal lesson. No one is ever completely lost, and sometimes even the worst mistakes can find a little light at the end. Have you ever thought that, at the end of it all, if you had the chance to meet again with the one who marked your life the most, whether in pain or joy, what would you say in that final reunion?